What if I told you that becoming your own bank is actually possible, and not only that, but it's simpler than you think? My name is Elridge Moore, and every year I lend over $2 million. I lend to real estate investors that's buying single family properties. I lend to my family, and yes, I even lend to myself. And today I'm going to walk you through one of the most powerful financial concepts that I personally ever learned, and how to take control of the banking functions in your life so that you, yes you, can start earning interest instead of always paying it. Why does this even matter? Let's just take a pause here and think about where most of your money is going each month. It could be going to a mortgage payment, credit cards, car loans, student loans, you name it. Most of us are paying someone else back month after month, year after year. But imagine this instead. What if those payments didn't go to Wells Fargo or Bank of America, but to your own bank? What if you financed your next car and that monthly payment came back to you instead? That's not just a dream, it is a process. And it's very real if you're willing to apply the process and stay disciplined. Once you understand it, you'll realize this is how real wealth and freedom is built. Before we jump into how you can be your own bank, let's take a moment to look at how a traditional bank makes money. There are four main players in the banking process. Number one, you have your depositors, people like you and me who put money in the bank. Number two, you have the bank, and the bank acts as the middleman. Number three, borrowers, people who need money and take out loans from the bank. Then you have number four, the bank owners, the shareholders who reap the profits. Here's how it works. The depositors put money in the bank lends that money out to borrowers at a higher interest rate. The borrower pays that loan back with interest. The bank gives the depositor a tiny portion of that interest, keep the rest, and pays the profits to the owner. This is the game. And guess what? You could play it too, but as all four roles. To be your own bank, you take on the role of the depositor, the borrower, the banker, and the bank owner. Let's break that down in its simplest way possible. Let's say you decide to set aside $1,000 each month into your checking account. Nothing fancy, just a regular checking account to get started. What you're doing here is capitalizing your bank. The same way a real bank uses depositors' money to create capital, the only difference is you are using your own money. And after 2 months, you got $2,000 saved. And let's say you need to buy a new computer and it costs $2,000. Instead of putting it in on a credit card, you borrow that money from your own bank, from your checking account. Now here's the key, and this is where the mindset shift needs to happen. You must repay your bank with interest. You pay yourself back just like you would pay any other lender, but now you are the lender. This is where it's important to be an honest banker. If you take the money and you repay it, and you charge yourself competitive interest rates. Let's say you borrow $2,000 from your checking account and you repay it over 12 months at, let's say, 8% interest. Just like a bank would, the interest goes back into your checking account, not to Visa, not to a financial institution, back to you. Sometimes I actually pay myself more interest would have paid to an actual bank. Now you might be thinking, Elridge, why would I charge myself more than a bank would? Because before you started this, your money was just sitting, or worse, it was disappearing. Every time you made a credit card payment, it was disappearing. Every time you made a car note payment, that money was disappearing. You were making purchases, paying bills, and your dollars were flowing out with no return. Repaying yourself with interest, you're recycling that money with a profit. That profit becomes more capital, and with more capital, you could lend more, invest more, and build more. Let's say you do this consistently. After 3 years of capitalizing your bank, you built it up to, let's say, $42,000. Then you want to buy a car that costs $30,000. Instead of financing it through a dealer, you loan yourself the $30,000 and pay yourself back over time with 8% interest, or even more, depending on the terms you want to give yourself. You're keeping your money moving while still growing your wealth, and that's velocity. And that's leverage. And that's the power of becoming your own bank. Now, earlier we used a checking account to keep it simple. And that's totally fine when getting started. But here's where it gets interesting. What if you could put that same $1,000 a month to something that grows at 6.6% on average, year after year? What if there were places to store your capital where it grows tax deferred, stays protected, and still gives you full access to borrow against it? There are vehicles like Index Universal Life, IUL policies, brokerage account, properly structured whole life insurance policies that can do all of this. And we break down those strategies in our finance community. You can check that out in the description below. It's free to join. So click the link in the description to join our vertical capital finance community. This idea of being your own bank is not just a financial trick. It's a complete shift in the way you think about money. You stop being the borrower for everyone else and you become the lender for yourself. You stop waiting on permission or credit scores or banks to say yes. But instead, you operate from a place of ownership. Your dollars now work for you. They don't sit idle. They don't vanish with every bill. They move with purpose. And every time they return with friends in the form of interest payments. If you made it this far, I want to thank you for taking this seriously. This isn't hype. This is how the wealthy operate behind the scenes. And it's 100% available to you. You don't have to wait until you have more money. You just need a process, discipline, and a willingness to learn. Start small, be consistent, respect the process, and over time, you'll realize that you built something powerful, something that gives you the ability to finance your own needs, grow your wealth, and never have to beg the bank for permission again. If you got value from this video, do me a huge favor, like this video and subscribe to the channel, and help us reach our first 1,000 subscribers. We're halfway there at the time of recording this video, and with your help, we'll cross that 1,000. And if you're ready to learn how to take this to the next level, join our community. The link is in the description. It's free, so I'll see you on the next video.